Hi. So I guess I should say good afternoon. Buon pomeriggio in Italian. I'm here today. This is day one of my new video blog. I'm going to start doing what I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. And so right now, as I sat down to have my afternoon espressino, which is actually a small cappuccino, mini, as we call it in the village, I thought this would be the perfect time to have my coffee with you and to tell you a little bit about what my plan is. There's a lot of things that I like sharing with people. Obviously, anyone who follows me in any way, shape, or form now via Facebook or Instagram and my website knows that I'm all about food. But if you really know me, and if you don't know me already, you're going to get to know me, I'm about what food does for us. I've been teaching cooking since I was in college, thanks to my dear friend Mary, who was my grade school friend, high school friend, and then we went to different colleges in the DC area, who asked me to teach her and some friends how to cook. That was a moment for me that started something that became a passion over the years, little by little. So I have taught classes for the local adult school in my little restaurant that I had just privately in my house, other people's houses at the local community house, and it has been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Aside from also my coaching, but anytime I get the opportunity to teach people something, when I was coaching soccer, I taught kids the game, but I also taught them a little bit about life because, the game really is a little mini piece of life. When I teach people how to cook, I'm teaching them about life too, because cooking should be something that we all do together. What I learned in Italy is that cooking should be part of the party, not the chore before the party. People cook together, so it's always something enjoyable. So with that being the case, yes, it's a chore. Yes, it's something we have to do. But really, food is the only thing we need to survive. We can live in a cave, but we need to eat. So why not make it good? Come together, use it to bring us together. And this is the point I'm trying to make, that when we eat at the table, as I am right now, we come together. We face each other and we talk, we communicate, we share, we celebrate, we mourn, we make decisions, we make plans, we do everything at the table. But unless we have something to bring us to the table, sometimes it feels like nothing ever gets started. How many business meetings are a dinner meeting? How many planning meetings for school or whatever else it might be are at a table, usually with a coffee or some food? So I want to bring you recipes. I want to bring you little traditions. I want to bring you ideas, suggestions, and we'll talk a little bit. I may do some live videos so that you can ask questions, or we can converse while we're each having our coffee. So know that you've got a friend here in me. If you have a food question or just a life question, I've got 6 kids. Maybe you don't know that. Okay, I have 6 kids, 5 boys, 1 girl. She's the youngest, and she's a senior in high school now, which is now finally giving me the opportunity to share myself outside of my home. I've wanted to do something like this for a long time. It's been in the back of my head, but at the same time, my number one job was my family, and that job will never end. But the importance of being at home for them isn't as it was when they were younger. My youngest is going to go to college now in the fall, and I actually have the time, because there's only 1 kid in the house right now with me. So I have the time to do these things that I wanted to do that were outside of myself and outside of my immediate little family circle here. So I'd like to invite you to my table, Dorina's kitchen table. This is where I do everything. So we're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about coffee. I'm going to come back to the coffee in a second, so don't let me forget that. I'm writing myself a note. Don't forget about the coffee. Coffee. There we go. If I don't write notes, I forget. Then I won't talk about it. I'm going to come back about this coffee after I take a sip. It is the best thing in the afternoon. Anyway, so like I said, we're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about what goes on at the table. It could be a craft. It could be a hobby. It could be how much water you're supposed to drink. We're going to talk about all these stupid little things in life that usually you talk about at the table. It might be something that's going on in the neighborhood. I haven't the faintest idea what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk. We're going to start creating dialogue about things that sometimes people don't even talk about. And there's a lot of these things that people don't even know how to do anymore, because I feel like as a society we've become so disconnected. So we're going to talk, because the people who do know me know that I'm not shy. Now, mind you, as I was having a conversation with my sister today, we were talking about how painfully shy we were as kids. I was a painfully shy child, and most people don't believe that when I tell them that, but I was. And there's so many things in my life that contributed to that, and you know what? We'll probably talk about some of those things as we go along too, but I'm not shy now. And so if you have a question, or if I have something I'm going to share with you because I think it'll help somebody else, believe me, I'm going to share, because I have a lot of things to share. So anyway, let me get back to the coffee. This is an espressino, as I call it. So in Italy, here's a little tidbit for the day. In Italy, cappuccino, which is a little bit bigger, not much bigger, but a little bit bigger of a coffee with milk in it, frothy on top, and I sprinkle my little couple granules of sugar on top, is a breakfast drink. It is something that gets you started. If you just have that, you've had your coffee, your energy, and your milk, which is a little bit of protein, I guess, and that is a breakfast with something to dunk in it. They usually have such a big midday meal that they don't have a huge breakfast. They're really about a small breakfast, that continental breakfast, the coffee in a cookie, or coffee in a piece of bread, or coffee in a little croissant or something, or cornetto as they call it in Italy. So usually it's something simple. They don't do the whole big bacon and eggs, toast and coffee, hash browns, all the stuff that you'll get at a big diner breakfast here. They're unaccustomed to. In the afternoon, most people just have an espresso, which is un caffè. If you go and ask for a coffee in Italy, you will get what we call an espresso. So some people, like me, yes, I enjoy a good espresso now. I didn't like it when I was younger. It was a little too strong for me, but I've, now grown up and liked it. And it's just a quick sip. But an espressino is what most people will call a macchiato. A macchiato is usually, if you go to I hate saying this, if you go to Starbucks, and because I'm talking about Italian coffee, so that's not where I usually go to get Italian coffee. But if you were to go there and get an espresso macchiato, you'll get an espresso with just foam on top. Now, an espressino, the way I like it, is espresso with just a little bit of milk and the foam. It is a perfect little afternoon pick-me-up without bogging you down with 27 ounces of milk. Because if you go get a large or taller, I have no idea how the sizing goes at Starbucks or any place. That bothers me. A venti, I know I don't know which one's a small, medium, or large. I know there's a tall. I know there's a venti. Venti just means 20. Who the hell needs 20 ounces of a drink that's not water? Now, if you have a shot of espresso, even if you have a double shot of espresso and you have that much milk, that is way too much milk. And I don't care if you get it with almond milk or this kind of milk or that kind of milk. You don't need it. And it just adds to calories in your body and bogs you down. The way they do it over there, and why I feel like so much lighter on my feet when I'm in Italy, and I've brought the habit home, so it's still better there though. I don't know what it is. But you just have an espresso or an espressino in the afternoon. It's small, it does its job, it tastes great, and then you move on and you go do what you had to do in the afternoon. So, buon pomeriggio, good afternoon. Have your afternoon espresso, which I usually have sometime between 2 and 4, depending when that afternoon lull hits me. And right now I think it's 3 something, close to 4. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to share our afternoons, we're going to talk about stuff, and we're going to answer questions, ask questions, and see where it takes us. But I have a mission. I'm going to, well, my plan is to have a Facebook Live to discuss this mission. So I'm not going to get too into it right now, but I'm on a serious mission that I want you all to join me on. And in the next day or two, I'll announce when I'm going to do this Facebook Live that's going to explain this a little better. But I want to do it live so you can ask questions also. And I really am looking for you all to be a part of it. So stay tuned. In the next day or two, I'm going to announce when I'm going to do this live, explaining a little bit more about my plans that you're involved in. You didn't know it till now, but know it now. Okay? Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow because this is going to be a daily thing. Ciao.